Hello, welcome to Traveling with Diamonds. My name is Barry. I am going to review drill containers. So I'm going to review all the containers. So this is Elizabeth. What is it, Elizabeth? Elizabeth Ward. Sorry, I forgot that for a second. This is an Elizabeth Ward container. This is one of my favorites. This gets the highest marks from me because they come in different sizes. These open on the sides. You can use, if you don't want to use your nails, you can use the flat end of your tweezers and pop these open. And they come in the tiniest size, the small, I don't know if it's small, medium, like it's either extra small, medium, large, extra large maybe, extra small, medium, large, or small, medium, large, extra large, I can't remember. But you can order the containers separately. You can order these with a bunch of small containers, a bunch of these containers, these medium, small containers, or you can order it with the variety. And it has these clasps on the sides. And this is the next size up. So, like so. And then this is the big one. These are very secure. They don't break. Every once in a while, this part of this top will come off, but it doesn't hurt it. You just slip it back in. Well, you just slip it back in, and once it clicks in place, it's going to stay pretty solidly. I had to tug pretty hard to get it to come out. So these do very well. These are I give this a 9 out of 10. These are my favorite to kit up in. They are a little pricey. I get them off Amazon. I'll put a link below to them. I always put my kit stickers so I know which kit it is, and see how the top goes on the sides like that. So these are my favorite. 9 out of 10 for the Elizabeth Ward tray style drill containers. So then let's move on to the half size Elizabeth Ward style. So Elizabeth Ward in quotes, style containers. So this is a half size. If you look at the tray, this is a half size. So you could fit 2 half sizes next to each other on the tray. And the trays do stack. They have little lips on them. Even this one, you can see on the bottom, it has a little lip on it, and they do stack. The big one has the lip on it too. And these are bead storage, but we call them drill storage. So this is the half size, which is nice for smaller kits. These I got off of Temu. Now, Temu to me is an awful website. But I couldn't find them anywhere else. So I ordered them off Temu and deleted the app. But I will try to find a link to them for you on Temu. And these are the half size. Now the half size I got didn't come with these small. They came with like the next biggest size, just full of the next biggest size. They came full of this size. I don't know what other options there are. That's just the ones I got. Hold on. But you see, these have a slightly different mechanism on the sides to lock, but it's pretty sturdy. The containers are roughly the same. They're really a good knockoff. And you can fit all the same size containers in here as you could in there in the columns. So I think this is let's see. No, that's Elizabeth Ward. I don't know. I'd have to find. You can see Elizabeth Ward ones say EWC in the middle, and the ones that aren't Elizabeth Ward don't say that. But they're just like the Elizabeth Ward ones. Here, let me see if I have one over here. Yeah, so this is one of the Temu ones, so it doesn't say EWC on the inside. So they're just ever so slightly different, but they work and they seem almost identical. They just don't say Elizabeth Ward. They're still made in China. They're still, you know, all that. So that's what those came with. So I give these half-size sets probably an 8 out of 9. And I only dock it a point because I don't like ordering from Temu. And that's the only place I could get them. But I think the half-size sets are great when you run over on the big size. And you need a few more. You can add a half-size set. Or if you have a small kit, like this little kit from Amazon, that had 17 colors, it fits in the Elizabeth Ward. So I give these, so this is the Elizabeth Ward in quotes style half-size. And this one is reasonably priced because it's on Temu. And I give it an 8 out of 10. So those are my favorite by far, is the Elizabeth Ward. Now let's look at an Art Dot. So these are the like suitcase style. Oops, I have it upside down. These are the suitcase style ones. And these come with the little bottles. I don't have anything kitted up in here right now. But this works just fine. These little bottles are very sturdy plastic. The screw tops seem to work very well. This holds 30. The Elizabeth Ward's depends on what size as to how many they hold. But they can hold the biggest, let's see, the biggest amount of colors you can put in, if you had all the tiny Elizabeth Wards, is like 78 color of them, I think. So that's the most colors you could get into the Elizabeth Ward tray, is 78. But most of the time you're going to have bigger containers, and that's going to be less colors. So there's 30 6x5 of these Art Dot containers. You can get these on Amazon. They're very reasonably priced. They're great for travel. I think the only thing that I don't like about them is sometimes you need, you don't have varying sizes. So sometimes you need more than one tube for a drill color. Sometimes you need, you just have the smallest amount of drills in that bottle. So that, it's not varying sizes. But I do think these are sturdy. They work well. They travel well. I think I give them a 7 out of 10. They rank pretty high still with me. These I still use when I have 30 colors or less of a decent amount of drills. You can fit a lot, like your tools in this pocket here. You can fit small canvases. You can fit trays and pins and tweezers and cutters and all kinds of things, putties and waxes in this. So you can have everything together into the suitcase. And then that's easy to put in a suitcase of its own. That's easy to put in a when you're traveling, it's easy to take with you. It's easy to go on a plane, anything like that. So this is great for mini canvases or bigger canvases. You just have to roll those up separately if it's a bigger canvas. But anything with small amount of colors, 30 or less. So that's Art Dot. And I'll link all these below. So that's Art Dot, and I give it a 7 out of 10. Next, we have Munimade. This is like the Art Dot. a little bit. It's got the same pocket. It's a little bit wider. It's a little bit shallower. Because these are a little bit, I think these are about the depth of the Art Dot ones, but they have a plastic lid that does come off, but I think once you push it down in there, it wants to stay pretty well. If you pull it by this, it's going to come off, but I don't think it's going to pop off, you know, when you're doing drills in and out. So this has the same issue that the, this is nice. It seems to have a lower profile than the Art Dot. Let me see. Yeah. Can you see that on, let's see. I don't know if you can see that on screen. But the Art Dot's a little fatter. This one's a very shallow profile. So that's again good for travel. I haven't kitted anything up in this. I just got it because it was a really good deal on Munimay's website. And this holds 54 colors, or, you know, 50, what, less than 54 colors. But pretty sturdy, maybe not quite as sturdy as the Art Dot ones. Maybe not quite as thick a plastic. And you do have the, like, what I like about it is that it's a low profile. It holds more colors. It was a very reasonably priced. I felt like it was reasonably priced. It shipped and came really fast. It is good for travel. What I don't care for is that you don't have multiple sizes of containers. The plastic is a little bit thinner than the Art Dot, and the tops come off like when you tug on them. Now that may not be a problem when you're working with them, because you're just going to open this up, and this opens very easily. I can get my thumb under it and open it. That's the Munimade travel. Great for travel. I give this one a I think I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10 as well. I think it has about the same pros and cons. So, it's pretty too. Nice suitcase style. Great for travel. And again, you know, if you had a small canvas and stuff, you can fit so much stuff in that pocket. So that's cool. Then we have kind of one that I'll have to check and see if it's still available. This is the Paint Gem, which I think is made by the same people who do the Art Dot. It looks to me a lot like you can see how I stuffed my Paint Gem, my tray, my Paint Gem canvases, my trays, my pen, my straightener, you know, my wax is all up in here. And then these containers are small. They're great for mini canvases. So they're only like 1 inch tall, but they're made just like the Art Dot ones. So it's like it's the same manufacturer as the Art Dot ones, but this is the perfect thing. And it has 30 slots, 30 colors, but you know, you need to have a pretty small amount of colors. They need to be from a small canvases. But this is one of the easiest things to take to travel because of its sheer size. It's very low profile. It fits everything in one place. I give this one, and I'll have to see if it's still available on their website. It may not be. But I definitely give this an 8 out of 10. It's really, really good. Then, what if you have even more colors on mini canvases? This one came from Amazon. There's an Orloa kit. These are, and I don't have a row of them in here so that I could fit my tools in here. because I like that I can take this whole thing with me when I travel. Because again, traveling with diamonds, I do travel for work. So there were 80 colors in this mini set. So they're in these like Tic Tac containers. What I like about these Tic Tac containers is their size, the fact that you can fit so many in here. But they have the little flaps are hard to open. They make it easier as I use them more. These will pop out. The tops will pop out like the Muni made if you don't get them pushed in. Like, see how it's a little bit, if you don't get them kind of clicked in, and then they'll hold pretty well. So, this is nice. This is very reasonably priced off of Amazon. I don't know the manufacturer of this, but I think a few people make this version of these Tic Tac containers. I think the plastic's a lot like the Muni made one, maybe a little flimsier. Again, I don't quite like the getting them open. And it's a little hard when you have the tray. The opening is very, very small. So it's a little hard with the tray to get them to all fall in there, you know. You can have some stragglers kind of fall to the side because it's a little hard to, and so I had to use a funnel or whatever to get the drills in these containers. But this is good for if you have a high count of small number of drills. So something like this Oraloa kit, animal kit with 10 canvases had 80 colors. So this container holds up to 120 colors, and it fits. There's space in it to fit my canvases on the top and close it up. And it's fairly low profile. It's fairly secure. They don't move around that much. Because what you'll notice is they don't have individual slots like all the other ones we've seen. They have where 4, 5 of them, 10 of them sit in a space. So if you move a few, they're gonna move around a lot. It's the other containers that keep these in there. So that's a little bit of a thing if you move a lot of them and then you tipped it or whatever. But I like how small and compact this looks. I like that it fit the amount of colors I needed it, you know, because my other small ones don't fit that many colors. So I would have had to do more than a whole tray of Elizabeth Ward. None of my other storage fit 80 colors of small amounts of drills. So this really worked for this kit. So I don't know when else I'll have kits that I need that, but that really worked. So for this one, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I worry about the flimsiness of the lids and the containers, and the fact that they don't have individual sizes for them, like individual spaces for them. It takes all 10 of them being clumped together for them to stay put. The tops of I had to take off part of the sticker to fit it on top of the container. The whole sticker might have fit on the side, but I'm looking at the top. So I had to just put the number and you could just put the DMC and the symbol, or just put the number and the symbol, whatever you like better. But so this one gets a 6 out of 10. And I'll link it below. It, you know, it's good. It works for what you need it for. Now, one of the storage systems that I don't have one of, so I haven't tried it, is the Diamond Art Club. The Diamond Art Club tray system. Now, it's a lot like the Elizabeth Ward, but what's different is it doesn't have the tiniest, is two things. It doesn't have the tiniest container, where it doesn't have the 4 sizes, it just has 3. And the containers sit in sideways like this with the openers on the side. So the tray is taller. But at least that's what I've noticed from it. I haven't because I have Elizabeth Ward, I have my half size, I have the Art Dot suitcase style. I haven't really had the desire to try the Diamond Art Club one. It just didn't seem like it had any more benefit to me than these other ones, especially when I like the Elizabeth Ward so much. What's also nice about these Elizabeth Wards, which are my highest ranking ones, is if you have like tote bags, what I can do a lot of times, especially if I'm traveling by car, is this fits down in a tote bag. If you put the canvas, any size canvas, I have a bunch of cardboard tubes. I roll them up in cardboard tubes, put them down in the canvas, make a little baggie with the tools and everything, and it'll fit in a canvas tote. So because these don't have the suitcase style, like you can't just pick them up and go as easily, but I do have a way to travel with them when I need to and want to. So that's what I have for you. If you have any questions about any of these drill storage containers, please let me know. Leave them in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.